Welcome back to DPSN. I'm Dylan Oliver, and today I have my final NFL record predictions video for this upcoming 2022-2023 NFL season. And I thought, what better way to end it than with my favorite team's division, the NFC North. So, without further ado, let's jump into these record predictions and start things off with the Detroit Lions. I think the Detroit Lions are going to be much improved compared to last season, but I still definitely don't think they're like a good team. I think they'll pick up some wins, beat some bad teams, but they're not going to be making the playoffs or anything like that. But let's just look at their schedule and see what I have them going. Week 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles, I think they pull off an upset right off the bat and win that game before losing in Week 2 to the Washington Commanders, then losing again at the Minnesota Vikings before a Week 4 victory versus the Seattle Seahawks to get to 500 through the first 4 weeks of the season. Week 5, I have them once again losing to start the year off 2-3 before their Week 6 bye week. Coming out of the bye week, I have them having quite a few losses, as I have them losing to the Cowboys, the Dolphins, the Packers, the Bears, the Giants, and the Bills. So after that Week 6 bye week, I have them on a 6-game losing streak before winning Week 13 against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then winning again Week 14 versus the Minnesota Vikings, and winning one more at the New York Jets in Week 15 to get to 5-9 on the season, having a nice 3-game winning streak here towards the end. Then in Week 16 at the Carolina Panthers, I have them once again losing that one before a Week 17 victory against the Chicago Bears to get to 6-10 on the year, and then finish the year off with a loss to the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau, finishing the year off with a solid 6-11 record, getting 3 more victories than they had all of last season. I think it's quite the improvement for these Detroit Lions, and then maybe next year they can make another jump to more of a playoff contender team, but just this isn't the year for them. Now, I don't think Detroit's going to be good, but I don't think they're going to be the worst team in this division. That title, of course, belongs to the Chicago Bears. Let's get into their record right now. Week 1, starting off against the San Francisco 49ers. I have them losing that one, then traveling to Green Bay, and of course, losing that one. We all know the Green Bay Packers are going to sweep the Bears again this year like they do every year, so we don't even need to talk about that one. Then Week 3 against the Houston Texans, that'll be their first win of the season, before then losing to the New York Giants. But hey, Week 5 picking up a division win against the Minnesota Vikings, and then Week 6 winning another one against the Washington Commanders to get to 3-3 on the season. After that, however, I have them going on a 3-game losing streak, losing to the Patriots, Cowboys, and Dolphins, before getting a division win over the Detroit Lions to get to 4-6. And then, after that 4th win, I don't have them winning another game the rest of the season. I have them losing 7 straight games to finish their year off 4-13 and finish last in the NFC North. Like I said, I don't like anything about this team. I do not believe in Justin Fields at all yet because how terrible he was last year. Now, hey, you can say that's just Matt Nagy, but this season will really show us what he is, and I think he's not going to succeed, and they're going to go 4-13 this season. Now, up next, let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings. I think the Vikings are actually going to be pretty good this year. I mean, Justin Jefferson is amazing, Kirk Cousins is solid, he's alright, and then just overall, they just have talent in so many different places that it's going to lead them to some victories. So, let's get right into their prediction. And started off Week 1, home game against division rival the Green Bay Packers. I actually have the Minnesota Vikings winning this one to start their season off 1-0. Then Week 2 against the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly. I have them losing that one. After that, I have them beating the Lions and beating the Saints back-to-back before losing to the Bears Week 5. After Week 5 into Week 6 against the Miami Dolphins, I have them winning that one before going into their bye week in Week 7. Coming out of the bye week against the Arizona Cardinals, I have them losing that game before picking up a victory against the Commanders and then falling short against the Buffalo Bills, dropping down to 5-4 on the season. Another loss is going to follow the following week against the Dallas Cowboys, dropping them down to 5-5 on the year. Through the first 11 weeks, 5-5, 500 record, not very good, not what they're looking for. But after that, I think they're going to be able to turn it around and make a little playoff push, try and get into that wild card spot here. So they're going to go week 12 against the New England Patriots and win that before then winning week 13 against the New York Jets to get to 7-5 on the season. Week 14 is going to throw a little wrench in the plans though, as they lose to the Detroit Lions in Detroit. But week 15, they'll be able to bounce back and beat the Indianapolis Colts before beating the New York Giants in week 16. Then week 17 in that second matchup against the Green Bay Packers, I have them losing that one to drop them to 9-7. And then in week 18 at the Chicago Bears in a must-win game to potentially get that wild card spot, Kirk Cousins will deliver and the Vikings will win this game, finishing the Viking season off 10-7. Well, I've predicted 31 NFL teams' records for this upcoming 2022 NFL season. And the last one I have to predict is, of course, my Green Bay Packers. So without further ado, let's jump into this final team's predictions for this upcoming season. Week 1, I've already said it, they play against the Minnesota Vikings. I have them losing this season opener against the Vikings. Week 2, they're playing against the team they, of course, own, the Chicago Bears. They'll win that one, get to 1-1 on the year, before another early season loss in Tampa Bay against the Buccaneers. Through the first 3 weeks, they'll be sitting at 1-2, which is not a great start for the Packers. But hey, the last time this happened, Aaron Rodgers went out there and gave everyone in Packerland 5 letters, just RELAX, relax, and that's exactly what the Packer fans are going to have to do again, including myself, this year. After a shaky start, they'll start to get things rolling in week 4 against the New England Patriots, as in Lambeau, they'll beat the Patriots to get to 2-2 for a week 5 victory against the New York Giants, this game being played in London. Then week 6 against the New York Jets, they'll win that one as well, and another victory week 7 against the Washington Commanders. After that, the Packers will once again face a very difficult team in the Buffalo Bills, and this is when I have the Bills winning, ending the Packers' winning streak and putting them down to 5-3 on the season. After that, some wins are going to come the Packers' ways, as they will beat the Lions, beat the Cowboys, beat the Titans, getting to 8-3 on the season before a week 12 loss in Philadelphia to drop down to 8-4 on the year. Week 13 at the Chicago Bears does not matter. Aaron Rodgers once again owns the Bears, and he will win that game, getting them to 9-4 on the season before a week 14 bye week. Now, coming out of the bye week for the Green Bay Packers isn't always a good thing, honestly. With Matt LaFleur, we've been getting smoked coming out of bye weeks, like when we play the 49ers back in 2019 and in the playoffs just last year. So coming out of this bye week against a good team, I'm a bit nervous for it. I think that the Rams are going to be able to beat the Packers this season to drop the Packers down to 9-5 on the year. But then after that, that'll be their final loss of the season. They'll then pick up a victory against the Miami Dolphins in Miami, beat the Minnesota Vikings in that rematch this season, and in week 18, beat the Detroit Lions to finish the year off 12-5. Of course, once again, winning the NFC North, not getting the 1 seed this year, but probably around the 2 or 3 seed, looking overall pretty solid to go in and choke once again in the playoffs and break my heart. Well, I'm Dylan Oliver, and I'm officially done predicting all 32 teams' records for the upcoming 2022 NFL season. If you haven't seen all my other record predictions, there'll be a link down below. Go check those out. But for now, that's all I got. So officially, I will see you next time.
Fight.